for good nutrition. It's hard to beat Skippy and Skippy old-fashioned.
Welcome to the Disney Scrapbook, where together we take a journey to explore Disney history from 50 years ago. My name is Nolan. Today, I thought we would take a look at the Buena Vista LP with catalog number BV4037, Annette Funicello, released in July of 1972. The Buena Vista 4000 series were quality produced albums, with gatefold covers and booklets. However, this Annette LP has neither a gatefold nor booklet. Instead, the front cover shows a 1972 photograph of Annette, superimposed over an image of herself as a young Musketeer. The reverse side of the album sleeve contains an image of Annette the Disney Musketeer, adorned with Mickey ears, along with an explanation of her singing career. The original selling price for this LP was $4.79. Side 1 contains Tall Paul, written by Richard M. and Robert B. Sherman, with Bob Roberts. It was the first of 36 songs that the Sherman brothers would go on to write for Annette. Tall Paul was a song that would bring the Sherman brothers back together again after having worked separately for the previous 5 years. The story they tell in the book Walt's Time was that Dick was driving down Santa Monica Boulevard when he saw a sign for the Tall Girl Shop, and immediately wondered what rhymed with tall and came up with Paul. Upon arriving at Bob's publishing office, Dick found Bob working on a song with his partner Bob Roberts called Chalk on the Sidewalk. Upon receiving a call from Fred Babcock, the owner of Surf Records, who was looking for a rock and roll song for a female Musketeer, the two ideas were amalgamated and the song Tall Paul was born. This song was originally written for another Musketeer, Judy Harriet, who recorded it in the summer of 1958. However, at the suggestion of Disney publicist Jimmy Johnson, 15-year-old Annette Funicello recorded the song later in 1958 with a group of female backing singers known as the Afterbeats, probably a group of performers put together by Tutti Camarada, Disney's in-house arranger and record producer. Tall Paul was released as a 45 single in December of 1958, going on to sell 700,000 copies and to reach number 7 on the pop chart. Annette's version definitely has a richer tone to it than that of Judy Harriet's. The song Tall Paul was successful on many levels. It was the first female-fronted rock and roll single to crack the top 10. It got the Sherman brothers noticed by Walt Disney, who ended up employing the pair as the studio's resident songwriters, with this genius pair going on to write such classics as A Spoonful of Sugar, A Step in the Right Direction, I Want to Be Like You, Winnie the Pooh, It's a Small World, There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, Orange Bird, Virtuosity, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Charlotte's Web, and so much more. It launched the teenage actress Annette Funicello on her singing career, undoubtedly due to Tutti Camarada's brilliant idea of overdubbing her weak voice. After he found that echo alone was not enough to create a rich sound, he is quoted in the book Mousetracks by Tim Hollis and Greg Ehrbar as saying, I then asked Annette if she could sing over her first track. She not only agreed, but incredibly sang in perfect sync with the first track. This gave me the opportunity to leave her voice sans echo and to add much echo to the second. thus preserving the presence and surrounding her with a big, round sound. In the course of these experiments, a sound engineer, Charles de la Fuente, became totally exasperated and walked out. But a young second engineer named Doug Nelson, who later became chief engineer for NBC, asked me, "Mr. Camarada, is this what you want?" He then switched on the high-end equalizer, and boom, the Annette sound came to life. Track 2 on side 1, How Will I Know My Love, was written by one of the writers for the Mickey Mouse Club, Tom Adair, and his wife, Frances Jeffords, wrote the music. The additional lyrics were provided by the producer of the Mickey Mouse Club, Bill Walsh. Annette originally sang the song in February of 1958 on the Mickey Mouse Club serial Annette, which was based on the book Margaret by Jeanette Sebring Lowry. Due to popular demand, Annette recorded the song How Will I Know My Love as a 45 single on Disneyland Records, released April 1958. Track 3 on side 1 is Pineapple Princess by Richard and Robert Sherman, which Jeanette recorded with the Afterbeats. And in the summer of 1960, it reached the top 15 in the 3 major U.S. trade publications: Billboard, Cashbox, and Music Vendor, finally hitting number 11 on the top 100. Pineapple Princess has a samba dance rhythm and features boobams, which are finely tuned bamboo tubes, and was initially written for her third LP, Why In It. Track 4 on the side is Como Está Usted, Walk La Raspa, once again written by the Sherman Brothers. In English, the title means How Are You? And it was initially featured on her 5th LP, Dansonette, released in 1961. Lonely Guitar is the 5th track, a lilting slow number written in 1959 by head musketeer Jimmy Dodd for a Zorro episode that Annette appeared in. This song eventually hit the Billboard Top 50. The 6th track was It Took Dreams, yet another song written by Richard and Robert Sherman in 1958. The last track on the side, Dream Boy, was released in 1960 with backing vocals by the Afterbeats. This song was based on a Neapolitan song, Funicale Funicala, composed in 1880 by Luigi Denza, with lyrics by Peppino Tilco. To commemorate the opening of a railway, the Sherman Brothers gave the song English lyrics for Annette to record for the LP Italianette. The lyrics tell of the dilemma of having numerous boys interested in a girl that is old enough to date. Dream Boy was later featured in Annette's 1962 film Escapade in Florence, which she sang with her fellow castmates. Side 2 contains First Name Initial, that was released in 1959 as a 7-inch 45 single record with Annette and the Afterbeats. Composed by Martin Kamenoff and Aaron Schroeder, First Name Initial was to go on to reach number 20 on the charts. Martin Kamenoff was a composer who wrote numerous hit songs that were performed by Dean Martin and Elvis Presley. Aaron Schroeder was a songwriter and publicist with over 500 song recordings to his credit. Track 2 is Dio Mio, written by the prolific hit songwriter Al Hoffman, with composer and radio personality Dick Manning. Dio Mio reached the top 10 on the Billboard 100 and was included on the Italianette LP. Track 3, Wyanette, a romantic song written by the Sherman Brothers, was the title song to Annette's 1960 album of the same name. Annette and the Afterbeats originally recorded track 4, My Heart Became of Age by the Sherman Brothers, in 1959 as the B-side to a single of first name initial. Track 5, Wild Willie, once again by the Sherman Brothers, was recorded as the B-side to Annette's 1959 single, Lonely Guitar. Track 6, Mr. Piano Man, by the Sherman Brothers, was a ragtime-style song initially written for Annette to sing in a Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color program special, The Golden Horseshoe Review, which aired on September 23rd, 1962. The Sherman Brothers wrote track 7, Jojo the Dog-Faced Boy, a song that refers to Fedora Jephthah, a circus entertainer with P.G. Barnum, who suffered from hypertrichosis. The final track on this LP, Luau Cha-Cha-Cha, was yet another composition by the Sherman Brothers. Annette explains in a 1993 interview that when recording the song, she paid tribute to her record producer, Tutti Camarata, surprising him by singing Tutti Camaratier at the end of a verse. She claims that Tutti helped her enormously with her singing career, guiding her step by step through the recording process. Tutti claims that his role was in building her confidence, as well as helping her with timing, diction, and interpretation of songs. All of the music on this LP had been previously recorded by Annette on various singles and LPs. Personally, I prefer the themed albums that she put out. However, this album does provide a great sample of her music if you are unaware of it. Thanks for lending an ear to my review of Annette Funicello's Buena Vista LP, released in 1972, that highlights some of her chart-hitting singles from the 50s and 60s. If you would like to listen to this LP, it can be purchased from Discogs, Amazon, eBay, and your local used record store. If you enjoy this type of 50th anniversary content, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. The Disney Scrapbook channel will be producing other 50th anniversary content throughout the year that will include reviews of Disney films, LPs, books, and theme park content. Thanks everybody for watching. TTFN, ta-da for now.